Hello again, it's Tech G Dove. This time we're going to be reviewing the PKN Audio XE 2500 with Ethernet connectivity, and we're going to see how this amplifier performs and test the functionality of the amp control software running on a laptop. So without further ado, let's power up. So you can see that the amp has started up, the fan started out on high speed, settled down. The gains on the home screen are at minus 95.5 dB. Now I must caution you that I'm not getting any assistance while doing this video. I'm my own cameraman, so the panning may be unsteady and uneven, as well as the motion of the camera. So without further delay, let's pan across to the amp control software. So this is a fairly distant view of it, and you can see a series of slider controls on the top half. There are 3 sets of sliders: channel A and B volume control on the leftmost. I'll zoom in a little closer so you can see them a bit better. And sensitivity controls in the center for the 2 channels, and as you pan across, there is the limiter controls, which range from a minimum of 10 volts all the way up to 170 volts. To the right of these are the global mute buttons. So if I and then even more to the right, there is a master volume, which ranges from minus 96 dB all the way up to 96 dB plus 96 dB. The default setting is usually 0. So now I'll look at the bottom half. In fact, in the middle of the amp control software, there is a lovely representation of a PKN XE series amplifier, but below that you will see a series of graphs, bar graphs, 2 sets. Each one has 4, and you'll see mute buttons for each channel. So if I move in a bit more closely with the camera, you will see the leftmost vertical bar graph gives a reading of peak voltage. The next one next to it is average voltage. As we move across, it's output average current, and then output power. So it's just duplicated for channel B. Now to the left of these vertical bar graphs, you have some mute buttons for the individual channels. So channel A mute is showed there right now, and channel B mute is on the right. The OK indicates the status of the channel. To the bottom of these you have some horizontal bar graphs that show power supply, and if we scroll all the way across, we'll see that in this case power supply temperature is 34 degrees. The one below it is for the amplifier temperature, and it is showing, as we move across, 39 degrees Celsius. The next one below it is the AC input voltage, which is at 234 volts, and the bottommost bar chart is the fan speed. It's just at 13% right now, since the amp is at quiescent or at idle. Now we will go ahead and show you some of the functionality of the sliders. Remember, when we started, the amp gain was at 95.5. So I'm going to adjust channel A gain. I'm going to move it up to a minus 16 dB or something close. And if I go back across, pan back across the amplifier, you will see that the channel A gain is minus 17.5 dB, while the one on channel B is minus 95.5 dB. So now I'm going to operate channel B gain control, and you should see the gain move up somewhere to about minus 17.5. As I move that mouse, minus 17, minus 18, minus 17.5. So they both at the same gain, and it's So you can see that reflected on the amplifier home screen, and it is also shown on the volume slider. So I'm not bothered to adjust the sensitivity. You've gotten the idea. So when I'm going to now operate, and it's the same thing for the limiter. It would just be sliding into the desired output voltage maximum. So now there's a global mute button, as I said earlier. So we're now going to mute the channels, and if you look below, you will see that both channels have been muted by that global mute button. So unmute, I'm hitting that top unmute button, and then it should be reflected in the two bottommost, in the mute for channel A and channel B. Now there are individual mute controls for each channel. I will operate one. So we're going to mute channel A, and you can see it's turned red. I will now unmute it. So it's the same thing on the right hand side for channel B mute. Now there is, if I click on this diagram icon here, it's going to expand a display that gives me peak voltage against time, and you can see some nice bar charts here, and there's peak voltage, and for both channels, that's peak voltage channel A, peak voltage channel B versus time, amplifier temperature trend, channel A current, channel B current, and then the power supply temperature. So you have a set of these parameters graphed against time, and you have 0 to 100. So I guess the previous over the past 100 minutes. So I will close this window now, and then I will then go and unmute channel B, after which we shall have come to the end of this phase of the walkthrough of the amp control software. I did forget to mention, below each channel you have a set of outputs which show a set of figures which show your output peak voltage, output average voltage, and the output peak voltage for this amplifier, because there's no signal going to it and the gains are set fairly low. In fact, it's at quiescent state. There's no music signal coming through. The output peak voltage is 1.2 volts, output average 1.2 volts, output average current is only 0.1 amps. There's also a speaker impedance readout or display. I do not have a speaker connected to the amplifier. When I did connect it without signal, it still showed blank, so I presume when the amplifier is being powered or is putting out power, you will get the speaker impedance in ohms. So there you have it, folks. As I pan back out slowly, this is, well, zoom back out slowly rather, this is the tour of the PKN amp control software hooked up to a PKN XE 2500 amplifier. Hopefully in future videos I should have some music playing fairly loudly, and you'll be able to get to see how the amp performance or the trending of the various parameters as the amp puts out some serious power. Thank you once again. This is Tech G-Dub signing out. Thank you for watching. Bye.